All right, guys. Hey, it's Corey Smith, Tommy Morgan Realtors. Today I'm here with Corey Lee, who does leadership development. He's also a buddy of mine, known him for a long time. And we were sitting down having breakfast, and we decided that we would kind of put together a talk and just let y'all kind of hear what's in our minds. And in order for us to add value to y'all, that's the important thing that we're wanting to do is give you good information that you can take and use and move forward.
Just talk and see where it goes.
Yeah, that's right. So y'all can just sit here and watch us talk, and we'll have fun with it. So a couple questions I got. First one is, how did you get into leadership training? And I know that you had your physical therapy clinic and your CrossFit gym. What brought you to where you are now, now that you're training people to now, kind of have leadership roles?
That's a good question. And we owned a physical therapy practice, and for the longest time it was just me and my wife. And it was what really got me into personal growth and development and leadership was probably when we hired our first team member. And what happened there was when we hired her, I realized that, as the leader and the business owner, the decisions that I made no longer affected just me and my family, right? They affected someone else's family. And if I made poor decisions as the leader, then that was going to affect an entire other set of family members. So that's really when I got serious about growing and developing myself. I realized that I kind of say, the lid on our business. And I started to grow and develop myself. And as we sold and moved on from the physical therapy clinics, I've always had an interest in developing other people. And not just people, I have a true desire to develop other leaders. And there's a difference between someone that's complacent and content and someone that's a leader. And I think we'll talk a little more about leadership and what that is here in a second. But I want to develop other leaders, because as we develop them, if we can develop them, that net is cast wider, and that positive impact and that positive influence, it just goes much deeper.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay.
So that's kind of how I'm here. So.
Yeah. That's great. I think that's very important for leaders to see that their actions impact more than just them.
Oh yeah, man.
So, I've got a lot of friends and followers on Facebook who maybe aren't in leadership roles. Maybe they're just an employee somewhere. Maybe they stay at home with the kids and things like that. Talk a little bit about why leadership training is important to people who aren't in a leadership role.
That's good. See, that's a good question, but I think people have a poor misconception of what leadership is. They think leadership is a title or a position. And leadership isn't a title or a position. It goes back to what the true definition of it is. So if we were to pull up Google right there and look it up, there would be thousands of definitions, right?
Yeah.
I really like the one John Maxwell uses best, and that's leadership is influence. And leadership is influence, nothing more, nothing less, is what he says. And the thing is, every single one of us have influence, right? Every one of us, whether we're just a stay-at-home mom or dad, we have influence with those kids. So if you want to make a better and a positive influence on those kids, then you need to grow and develop yourself. One of my very first positions out of PTA school was in this rehab hospital. And in this rehab hospital, just for hierarchy purposes, you had your rehab director, had your physical therapist, your PT assistant, and then you had a tech. And the tech job, you know what that is, but some people may not. And that's hey, Corey, can you go get me a hot pack? Hey, can you go take Mr. Billy back to the bathroom? Right? That was their role. I
definitely know about that.
Yeah. So if you look at it from a hierarchy standpoint, the rehab director was the person with leadership, right? But what I found in that first job was what it just says: leadership isn't a title or a position. The person with the most influence in that entire place, her name was Yvette, and she was our tech. When we were in a meeting and we were trying to make a decision, all the heads would turn to Yvette to see what we should do.
Wow.
She had the influence. She was the true leader. when a doctor was making rounds and needed to go see a patient and their family, he would have Yvette in there with him because she had the influence. So leadership has the misconception that it's a title or a position.
Yeah.
Leadership is influence, and that's what it is. And a title and position is great, but all that is an invitation to the table. It's an invitation to the leadership table. That's all it is. And it buys you time to either gain influence or to undermine your influence. So you don't have to have a title or position to be a leader. We all have influence with somebody in one way or the other. So
that's great.
I hope that was okay.
Yeah. No, that was good, because it shows that a person who wasn't the CEO of the company is having great influence over the doctors, the staff, and patients and family in that hospital setting. I hear you talk a lot about positive mindset and how that impacts what happens to you and your results and stuff like that. Let's talk a little bit about that, because is that magic? Is that Harry Potter and him speaking something and causing it to be? How does the positive mindset help us achieve results?
Yeah, that's good, because I get that a lot too. But one of the things that I say and I teach a lot is that all our results basically can be traced back to our thoughts. And people think, well, that is Harry Potter or magic or whatever. But if you think about it, what you allow in and the thoughts that you allow to seep into your mind and you allow to brew in there and think on, right? That dictates how you feel. And most people take action based on how they feel.
That's good.
And their feelings and the actions they take produce their results. So, to give you an example, we own a gym as well for a while, and I work with people in health and fitness, and so they'll set a goal of, I want to lose weight, and they said, to lose this weight, I know I need to set my alarm clock at 5 and go work out. I wake up at 5. I don't feel like getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning the next day.
Yeah.
They stated what their goal was. They stated this is a step that I'm going to take to get there, but because they don't feel like it, they don't take the action steps necessary, and they don't get the results they want. They get the results that they've always been getting. So your thoughts produce how you feel. Your feelings in that moment dictate what actions you take, and what actions you take will produce your results. And that's kind of what I mean by that. Now, there are a few people that don't live life based on how they feel, right? They set a goal and they achieve a goal because they know these are the action steps, and they don't allow feelings to deter them from taking that. So I hope that makes sense and was good. But
no, that's great. I love that. So talk a little bit about what does that look like. Let's go back to the fitness example, because a lot of people, care about that a lot. They want to lose weight or something like that. Maybe they have financial goals or career goals. Give a quick example of how can I change my thoughts in a way that will actually change my actions and how I feel.
Yeah, well, I mean, first you got to know where you're wanting to go. In your example, the person who wants to change their finances or get out of debt will be focused on what they want instead of what they don't want, and constantly be thinking about that, right? I mean, if I want to lose weight, I want to focus on the things that are going to take me closer to that goal.
Yeah.
And not really, you're going to, we talked about it earlier, but norm is going to be talking to you and trying to get you off track. But staying focused on what it is that you do want. I think too many people focus on what they don't want, right? Well, I was working with a lady the other day, and she said this is what she wanted, but she kept telling me all the things she didn't want. And I tried to refocus her on, well, okay, tell me what you do want.
Yeah.
Now, I think that's the mindset most people have is they're focused on the things they don't want in their lives instead of focusing on what they do want. And a lot of times gets them off track. But also being around other people that are going to lift you up and positive people. There's a lot of negativity out there with TV and people as well that can bring you down. So
yeah. So you're basically find people that are going to cause you to be a more positive. No, whenever we're in a negative mindset, I mean, nobody wants to be around us.
No,
You
you're
know,
right. Yeah.
If I wake up negative in the morning, that affects my wife, and that affects the rest of the day. Everybody I see, I'm grumpy. So, but if I wake up in a good mood, a positive mood, or if I choose to be in a positive mood, that affects, you know, the results I have for that day, whether it's working with clients or whether it's fitness goals. So
Exactly.
that's
Yeah.
great information.
Yeah.
Okay.
100%.
Well, thank you for that information. If someone sees this video and they want to know more about how to do this, or maybe they want to talk to you, what's some ways that they can get in touch with you?
Yeah, the best way to get in touch with me is probably by email. And my email is Corey at CoreyLeeLeadership.com, and that's CORY at CORYLEE leadership.com. So, yeah, I really, my goal is always to add value to people. So I hope that has done that in this little short 11 minute video here, and always give people steps to take action, because I mean, knowing something is one thing, and knowledge is not going to take you anywhere without the action part of that.
Yeah.
So I hope it's added value, but also giving you something that you can take action on today. So, yeah.
Great. Okay. Well, thank you for watching. If you stuck it out this far, we really appreciate it. We're going to be trying to put together videos like this every so often. If you found this helpful, go down and like it and share it with your friends. Maybe this could help somebody. We would greatly appreciate that, and I know they would too. Corey gave you his information, so thank you.